In an unexpected twist that has left fans stunned, Ben Shephard, the much-loved British television presenter, known for his charm, warmth, and long career on ITV, has reportedly been arrested for assault. This is a revelation that no one saw coming. For decades, Ben has cultivated a reputation as one of the nicest men on television. From his work on GMTV and Good Morning Britain to his role hosting the hugely popular game show Tipping Point, Ben has always been seen as a safe pair of hands, a man who could make contestants, co-presenters, and viewers feel comfortable. But now, shocking reports suggest that all of this may have been hiding a far darker story. According to law enforcement sources, the incident unfolded suddenly, escalating beyond words and spiraling into actions that could no longer be ignored. Eyewitnesses describe a chaotic scene, one in which Ben, usually the picture of calm, allegedly lost his temper during a confrontation. The moment ended with him being escorted away by officers, leaving fans across the UK in disbelief. Was this simply an isolated outburst, or the beginning of a much darker chapter in Ben Shephard's personal life? And then came the most explosive twist of all. As the story of Ben's arrest broke, all eyes turned to his wife, Annie Shephard, a woman who has for years stayed far away from the spotlight. Known as private, composed, and fiercely protective of her family, Annie has rarely spoken publicly. But this time, she broke her silence. Her confession, though carefully worded, was nothing short of explosive. Annie spoke of tensions within their marriage, of struggles brewing behind closed doors, of frustrations that had reached a breaking point. And for the first time, fans began to question whether the image of Ben Shephard they had cherished for so long was in fact a carefully crafted illusion. To understand why this scandal has hit so hard, we need to look back at the story of Ben and Annie Shephard. The couple's relationship has long been admired as one of television's most stable unions. Ben and Annie married in 2004 after years of dating, and together they raised 2 sons. Unlike many other high-profile couples, their marriage seemed untouched by scandal. Ben would occasionally share small glimpses of his home life in interviews, funny stories about fatherhood, anecdotes about Annie's patience with his hectic schedule, reflections on the balance between family and work. These small insights painted a picture of a grounded man who valued his wife and family above all else. For Annie, who rarely appeared in the public eye, this was enough. She was happy to remain in the background, quietly supporting her husband while maintaining her own identity and privacy. To the world, she was the anchor that kept Ben grounded. But now, with her confession, Annie has revealed cracks in that picture-perfect image. And those cracks threaten to completely change the way the nation sees one of its most beloved presenters. While many of the details remain under wraps, insiders describe the incident leading to Ben's arrest as sudden and shocking. According to eyewitnesses, what began as a heated argument quickly escalated into something far more serious. Voices were raised, tempers flared, and then, in a moment that seemed completely out of character for the Ben Shephard fans thought they knew, the situation turned physical. Law enforcement officials have since confirmed that Ben was taken into custody, leaving onlookers stunned. For those who have followed his career, the image of Ben escorted away by officers stands in contrast to the friendly, affable man who hands out smiles and warm words every afternoon on Tipping Point. And as the news spread, disbelief rippled through households across the UK. Could it really be true? Could Ben Shephard, of all people, have found himself at the center of such a scandal? If the arrest itself shocked fans, Annie Shephard's confession sent them into freefall. Annie, usually so private, stepped forward with a statement that hinted at a side of her husband the public had never seen. She spoke carefully but unmistakably of pressures, unresolved conflicts, and a marriage strained by the weight of expectations and hidden frustrations. And for the first time, fans began to question whether the image of Ben Shephard they had cherished for so long was in fact a carefully crafted illusion. For decades, she had remained silent, content to let Ben occupy the public stage while she focused on their family. But now, she was choosing to peel back the curtain, to admit that life behind closed doors was not the fairy tale so many had imagined. Her words left fans speechless. Was Annie, the woman who had stood by Ben for more than 2 decades, now disillusioned by the man she once trusted completely? As the news broke, social media erupted. Some fans refused to believe it. To them, Ben Shephard was too kind, too gentle, too much of a nice guy for such allegations to be true. They rushed to his defense, pointing to years of public appearances, interviews, and acts of kindness as proof that he could not possibly be guilty. But others were not so sure. They argued that Annie's voice deserved to be heard, that her willingness to speak publicly, despite her natural inclination towards privacy, proved the seriousness
found itself
of the situation.
divided, torn between loyalty to a presenter they had welcomed into their living rooms for years and empathy for a woman who may finally be revealing a hidden truth. When scandals erupt in Hollywood, they often follow a predictable pattern: outrage, denial, and eventually the slow unraveling of a career. But in the UK, and particularly at ITV, where presenters like Ben Shephard are seen almost as extended family, the fallout feels different. This isn't just about a star. This is about trust. For years, Ben has been the face of family-friendly television, the man who guides contestants with kindness, who shares easy banter with his colleagues, who represents stability in an industry often riddled with scandal. And now, that trust has been shaken. The question many are asking is simple: can ITV afford to stand by him? Perhaps the most compelling aspect of this entire scandal is Annie's position. For years, she has built her life around family, around protecting her children and supporting her husband. But now, she finds herself in an unimaginable dilemma. Standing by Ben risks her own credibility and sense of truth. Yet walking away would mean breaking apart a family she has spent decades nurturing. Her confession already hints at frustration, disillusionment, and perhaps even a desire to step out from the shadows. But what will she do next? Will she defend Ben publicly, as she has stood by him privately for so long? Or will she choose to distance herself, focusing instead on protecting her children and her own future? This is the question fans and observers alike are now asking. If these allegations are proven true, the consequences for Ben Shephard's career could be devastating. Networks may quietly begin to distance themselves. Sponsors could back away, and roles he once filled so effortlessly — morning television host, game show presenter, trusted ITV face — may suddenly be out of reach. The man once celebrated as ITV's golden boy may soon find himself on the outside, his career overshadowed by scandal. And even if he is cleared, the stain of the allegations may linger, altering his legacy forever. This story isn't just about Ben and Annie Shephard. It's also about the larger questions it raises. How many public figures hide behind carefully curated images? How often do the smiling faces we see on screen conceal struggles, frustrations, or even darker truths behind closed doors? In recent years, movements around accountability and transparency have forced us to confront uncomfortable realities. And now, with Ben Shephard at the center of scandal, the conversation has arrived at Britain's doorstep. As of now, the future remains uncertain. Ben has yet to speak in detail about the allegations, though his legal team is reportedly preparing for a fight. Annie, meanwhile, has already altered the landscape with her confession. Her willingness to speak out has introduced doubt, sparked conversation, and ensured that this story will not simply fade away. The weeks ahead will be critical. Will Ben be able to clear his name, or will Annie's words mark the beginning of the end for his career, his marriage, and the legacy he has built? The arrest of Ben Shephard for assault, combined with Annie Shephard's shocking confession, has left fans worldwide holding their breath. For years, Ben was seen as the safe, reliable presenter, the one who never made headlines for the wrong reasons. But now, everything has changed. As this story continues to unfold, one thing is certain: the nation will be watching. And whether Ben Shephard's legacy survives this storm or crumbles under its weight remains one of the most pressing and poignant questions in British television today. If you found this story as shocking and thought-provoking as we did, please subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. This is an evolving situation, and we'll be here to bring you every twist and turn as it happens. Because sometimes the most surprising stories aren't the ones we watch on screen, but the ones that unfold behind closed doors.